Hi everyone, welcome back. I have missed all of you and I am so happy to be back. I cannot thank you guys enough for being patient, and I also again want to apologize because I know I pretty much just dropped off the face of the earth for about 3 months. And just a little heads up for those of you who are new and are not used to my intros. You might want to skip forward. I suppose I can put a timestamp in the description box, or I can pin it to the top of the comment section of where the actual reading is going to begin. Because I do have to tell everybody about what I've been experiencing for the past couple of months. And if you don't care, which is fine, you can just skip ahead. So, like I said in my community post, I did not feel good after having COVID. It just seemed like everything hit me like boom, boom, boom. Etsy started getting extremely busy right before the holiday season, and that lasted up until December. Then I kind of had it's been pretty dead since then, so I need another boost. But that busy period led into getting COVID around, I would say, it was either late October, early November, and I was kind of down and out for about 5 to 6 weeks. And I slowly started to recover after that, but I never really got back to 100%. That's what I always explained to people. I felt like it was gone, but I wasn't 100% myself yet. And I didn't know quite what was going on. I just knew something was wrong. And then I started a couple months ago getting really extremely tired. I was tired all the time. I would sleep 12, 13 hours a night and get up and feel like I had been drugged the night before, like somebody had given me a roofie before I went to bed. I would wake up literally just groggy, lethargic, and I would always joke with my husband because I would get up and I would make a cup of coffee and I'd go lay back down and I'd be on my phone and just doing my thing and sipping my coffee, and the minute I would drink that cup of coffee, it would knock me out. So I always used to joke with him. I'm like, how many people can actually drink a cup of coffee, a big cup of coffee, and then just go right back to sleep like it's a sedative or something for me? And I could never quite understand that. I could never quite understand being extremely exhausted after 12 hours of sleep. Just a lack of motivation to do anything. Have not read any cards. I have had a couple of private readings, and I did manage to do that, but as far as, for videos, I haven't read any cards. I haven't done any personal readings for myself or anything like that. Housework was a massive chore. I remember the last time I did laundry before I went to the doctor, and I had waited so long to do it. I had kept postponing it and postponing it. By the time I got around to it, I had about 3 loads of laundry to do. And just dragging ass, just every day. Hair falling out, my nails have been, just weird stuff that I didn't connect at the time. So last month, and I kept saying, I'm going to go to the doctor. I'm going to go to the doctor. I feel like something's wrong. But there was a bit of laziness on my end of just not wanting to go, not wanting to make that appointment and getting up and driving to my doctor's appointment or to my doctor's office and going through with it. However, last month I had a scare, and it's a little TMI, so I'm not going to go all there, but I did end up, that was enough. It's funny how I feel like sometimes the universe does things to us to make us respond how we should. And I felt like the universe knew that I was not going to go to the doctor unless there was something like that to scare me enough to go to the doctor. And so I did finally go to the doctor about a month ago, and they did a whole bunch of tests, and just to give you an idea of what it was, I actually expected for the doctor to tell me that I needed like a partial hysterectomy or that I had something wrong with me. But nothing was wrong there. It was my blood work that came back that showed that I was extremely I was suffering from an underactive thyroid. So they diagnosed me with hypothyroidism, and they put me on a low dose of levothyroxine. And so I've been on that for a month. Now, almost a month. I'm about a week out from being a month. So I noticed a difference almost probably about 2 weeks in. I follow the instructions for taking that medication to a T, because I never want to feel like what I felt like 2 months ago ever again, or even a month ago. You're not supposed to take it with food or caffeine because of the absorption, and so I set my alarm early in the morning. I get up, I take it with water. I don't eat or have any coffee when I take that medication, at least for an hour. Usually it's more than that, but at least an hour. I have changed my lifestyle. I've even started looking into foods that are supposed to be thyroid, like, blessings or whatever, that are supposed to help your thyroid, including, and I had to show this to you, I had to bring this to the table to show you. I found out that seaweed is like a thyroid superfood. So I went on Amazon and I ordered this big old pack of like 20 packages of this seaweed. Okay. And it's the Gimme brand, the organic, the sea salt and avocado premium roasted seaweed. Now, I like seafood, so I thought, okay, well, seaweed can't be all that bad, right? It's just kind of like seafood. I like salmon, I like tilapia, I like, shrimp, I like all those things. So I did not think that this would be a big deal. It doesn't, the taste of fish does not bother me or anything. I like it. But this stuff tastes like shit. I'm not even going to lie. I have a hard time eating this. But, and you can see that it's open, okay? I keep it here at the table because this is where I'm usually sitting most of the day. And I keep one here on the table because I keep it in the pantry. And this is like one of those things where if I don't see it, I'm not going to eat it. So I keep it out to remind me. And it comes in little sheets like this. Okay, so that's a sheet right there. And I don't know how many sheets are in a package, but I cannot eat the full package in one sitting. It's that gross. There might be probably 8 to 10 of these sheets in a package. So what I've been doing is every day I will take 2 or 3 of these sheets and I'll fold them up and just like swallow it and get it over with. I take it like as it's a medicine or a vitamin or something. I don't eat this out of enjoyment. It really tastes awful. I had no idea how awful something could actually taste until I ate this seaweed. But it is a thyroid superfood in moderation. Because it is high in iodine, too much iodine can also mess up your thyroid and have adverse effects. And so I make sure that I only eat 2 or 3 of these. Probably 1 package a day is okay. I'm assuming that level would be okay, even if I ate the whole package. But like I said, I can't eat it in one setting because it's so god-awful. So I've been doing that, and then I also looked into Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are also supposed to be a thyroid superfood, and so the servings for Brazil nuts are 2 or 3 nuts a day. And what I do is I keep the bag by my medication bottles. And so whenever I take my medication for the day, I have 2 Brazil nuts as well. So trying to keep that in moderation, trying to reduce my calories, trying to drink more water, and just trying to change my lifestyle a little bit and add these little foods that are supposed to be good for your thyroid to try to not ever go back to what I was, like I said, a month ago. And I do feel a whole lot better. I feel a ton better than what I did, like I said, 1 month or 2 months ago. So that's what's going on with me. I also kind of went through a personal dilemma with tarot reading as well through this time. And I was kind of wondering how I wanted to go forward because I knew I was coming back. I just didn't know when at that time because I just didn't feel like doing anything. But I knew I wanted to do things. I just didn't have the energy to do it. So I knew I was always coming back. But I was kind of thinking about expanding the readings and talking about different topics and not always true crime or not always missing children because I don't ever want to offend a family member or, a victim or anything like that. I don't want to put things out on people that may or may not be accurate. So it's kind of this, I don't know, I've just been kind of struggling with that. And so I've got a couple of other videos that subscribers have. One subscriber in particular actually sent me several ideas as far as topics to read on, and I am going to plan on reading on those as well. So I just want to give you a heads up that it may not every week be a true crime. It might be something else. It might be a mystery. It might be a haunted place, or, maybe a true crime story, but something very, very old that happened, a long time ago, like something like the Black Dahlia or somewhere around that area or that topic anyway. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. But for today, because I am so excited to be back, we're going all up in the drama. We are going all up in the drama today. And I am just going to wing it. I didn't really know what I was going to do today, but one of the things that I have maintained doing since I have had this whole thing going on, I have continuously followed the Summer Wells case. And I had a Summer Wells video. I think I had 2 of them up. And I followed it closely, and I did see Don Wells make a statement that he is not a fan of psychics or tarot readings or anything like that. And so I actually took my video down because I felt that it was disrespectful, because these parents, regardless of guilt or innocence, they don't like it. They don't want cards read on their daughter, and I totally respect that, and I'm totally okay with that. And so I did not want to have anything to do with Summer Wells, but I thought, okay, how about some of the characters that are in this storyline? And recently, if you've been following Summer Wells or the drama around this poor little girl, you are aware that the Jose has been found, and he has done a couple of interviews, and I have watched those interviews, and I have kind of watched, so I'm going in this with information, okay? I'm not going to say that I've never seen the interviews. That's not true. And I don't want to, I'm here to be honest. And so I have watched these interviews, and I've seen the comments for him, and I've seen the comments against him, and I've seen some of the accusations, right? So today's reading is going to be kind of more along the lines of Jose, and maybe a little bit of Allie, maybe a little bit of Andrew. We'll see how it goes with Jose's reading. But I kind of want to just get an idea of who Jose is. Is he who he says he is? Is he who other people are saying he is? And just kind of get his personality and some of the background on Jose. Because, of course, I felt like in his interview, I felt like he did kind of, he came across, there's a couple of things, if you've been following it, there's a couple of things that were wrong. He was wrong about the timeline. He was wrong about how long he stayed at the Wells home. He says at first he was there for 6 months, but it's becoming apparent that he most likely was not there for 6 months. I can't even honestly tell you how long he was there. I don't think really anybody knows but him and maybe Candace. We can only guess and make some close assumptions based on timelines of other events, but definitely he has fabricated or at least forgot or I don't know if he's exaggerating. I don't know if he's doing it I don't know. So that's why I want to read cards on him and just see what comes out. So that's what today's reading is going to be about. I'm definitely going to, be respectful, and I'm not going to put anything out there, that is not going to just be nasty doing a reading on this person. I'm going to try to be as respectful as possible. And one thing I can be completely honest about is that I really don't know. I don't really know. I mean, that was my opinion on him, what I just said. Some things I think are truthful and some things aren't truthful, but as far as who he is, I can't judge. I cannot tell. I can't tell based on just a couple of interviews like that. I don't really have a feeling either way. And so I think that would be a good starting point for the cards, because I'm not sure what's up with Jose. So that's what we're going to do. I've got 3 decks here. I've got my Heaven and Earth Tarot that I love, my Ride or Die deck. I've got my After Tarot, And then I have a new deck that a subscriber sent to me. A shout out to Mari. Thank you for this. She sent me a whole bunch of tarot cards around Christmas time, and this was one of them, the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. And I haven't really had an opportunity to use them or get to know the cards, so that's going to be kind of interesting. And I have used them like once. I've went through them and looked at them, but I haven't really used them in a reading. So I wanted to incorporate that today. But I'm going to start out with the Heaven and Earth Tarot, and we're going to get started on this and see if we can get a better idea of who Jose Roman is. Who is this man? Who is he truly? What is his personality? Lots of drama going on in this case this week. A lot of it. And I will say that I do feel like I get this feeling that things are moving. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily know if they're moving in the direction that we're all hoping and praying for them. Or praying for, but I do think that there is some movement nonetheless in this case. All right, can you tell us about Jose Roman? Jose Roman. All right. We need to know about Jose Roman. Personality. So this first one, I just kind of want to ask a little bit about his personality. Who he is. All right, the High Priestess. The Fool, reversed. The Eight of Cups, and I'll do one more. And we've got the Emperor reversed. Interesting pull. We've got, what, 3 major arcanas? Okay, so, yeah. I'm really looking at that Eight of Cups, and that's sticking out to me, and I do feel like he feels that he turned his back on a situation that he shouldn't have turned his back on, and he walked away from a situation. Okay, I'm not saying that, like, literally that's what I get from the card. That is him walking away. And I do know that he did mention that he felt like he should have done more, but he was in his space at that time, his own mental space. And so that does kind of show with those reversals as well. So I have a feeling that he's being somewhat honest about that, because with that Fool coming out reversed and the Emperor coming out reversed, that does kind of back up a little bit, for me anyways, what he has said about his mental instability, if you will. And because of that, because right smack dab in the middle of these 2 reversed cards, we do have that walking away card, turning your back and not looking behind you. You're leaving. And, you know, with this particular card, it's always an interesting card because the way that the cups are set up, it always looks like one is missing, but one's not. They're all there. It's just the way that they're stacked. So a lot of times people will look at this card and say, well, this person's looking for something that they already have, right? Or, you know, something along those lines. But I'm looking at those cups as, I feel like there's something in his story that we're missing, okay? That spot where you would think that other cup, even though we have all 8 cups, I still am looking at this empty spot. And I feel like there is one piece to this puzzle that we are still not getting the full picture on. Okay, something's missing even from his story. He turned his back He left this situation. I think he left that Wells house. He knew what was going in. He knew things that were going on in that house. But there's still something that he's not saying. There's still information that he has that I don't think that he has been forthcoming on. And I think that it's something that he is aware of. I think it's something that is being left out intentionally because those cups are stacked that way intentionally. Okay, there is 8 cups. It's like a trick of the eye. Okay, so I kind of feel like that plays a significant somehow. There's something going on. The High Priestess, I think that, again, that's all about, the High Priestess is all about balance and fairness and intuition and all that good stuff. In this case, in this situation with Jose, I feel like on one hand, he brought some balance into the Wells house. I do. I feel like I think that part of his story, like I just said, part of it, there is some truth to it. And he may have fabricated his role as, a person who was cooking meals and, cleaning and mowing the grass and things like that. But I do think with this card, there is actually some truth to it. He was trying to be this peacemaker. He was trying to go in and help out and do things to improve the living situation. That I believe is true. Whether it's to the extent of what he says it is, that I don't know. But I do believe that he tried. He tried to deal with the situation as best as he could. But like he even admitted himself, he had some issues that he was dealing with. And I'm curious to see if the argument between him and Don, if that comes up in this reading at all. Right now, we're focused on personality. Okay, so personality, I think that he is kind of that peacemaker type. I think that he does try to keep things calm. He tries to be fair. So I do feel that way about him with this card. I mean, to me, this is a fairness card. He tries to, he may not always be that way, but that is the intention. Okay, his intention is to see things objectively. Now, I think that he has a tendency to act rash without planning. This, to me, is an absolute description of just the fact that he left New York in a moving van or a moving truck or whatever the hell it was, and just randomly went to a different state and lived there for several months with a strange family. Okay? That is this card right here. He does things like that don't always work out in his interest or in his best interest, like this time. So this one is a person that is on a new chapter, right? He's starting new, it's fresh, you're taking that jump into the unknown, you're doing things, you're whatever. But when it comes out like this, it tells me that you might have a tendency to do that without thinking. You're not paying attention, you're not looking in long term, you're just making rash decisions. And sometimes, like I said, they do not work in your favor. And I think that is part of his personality as well. So I know some people are like, who would just get into a moving van and just pick up your life and go 4 states away and restart your life and stay with a family that you don't even know and get a job? Who would do that, right? But there are some people that would, and he is one of those people. I wouldn't do that. Probably a lot of you guys wouldn't do that. It's weird to us. You don't just pack up and leave and start new someplace else, but he did, and he is, I think, prone to making decisions like that, and it gets him into trouble. And then we have this card here. So there's something, this one here is kind of throwing me because the Emperor is the man who is in charge. He's the boss. He's the big guy. So I would look at the Emperor as, in a private reading, it could be, a husband or a boss or a supervisor. It could be somebody, it's just that higher, that high point on the hierarchy, right? He is just the top dog. And I feel like in this particular question about his personality, I feel like this is coming out because perhaps there has never been a point where he was that top dog, even in his own social circle, his family, even though he was the dad, the husband. There was never a feeling on his part that he was that person that was taking care of his family. And it almost makes me feel like that could be a reason why, when he came into the Wells home, that he did try to come in there with this kind of peace and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, because perhaps there's a little bit of, I've never done that before in my own life, and this is kind of a new start. These people don't know me. They don't know my past. I can come in here. I can, I can start fresh. They've never had this. They've never, he had some skills that I don't think Candace has. And he found a place where he could use those skills and be appreciated. And I think that he enjoyed that. I think that he did do a lot of the things that he says that he did. And I think that he enjoyed doing those things. He enjoyed helping out. He enjoyed cleaning and cutting the grass. And he enjoyed the people. I think that he actually genuinely liked all those characters in this situation. I think that he really did. And he was enjoying the fact that he was this guy for a while. He was this guy for a short time because, like I said, in his life, he's never been this guy. There's been so many issues. This here is a factor of being a rash decision maker and just, and he could have a tendency to walk away from other things as well. If we look at this, it doesn't have to be just the Summer Wells situation, because we're asking his personality. He had a personality before he met the Wells. Okay, so I also look at this as kind of like a pattern. We do have a high number down here. We have 8. Sometimes higher numbers can represent patterns. He may have a history of leaving. I think that he also has a history of leaving. He doesn't stay in one place very long, and that also brings problems into his life. That was why he wasn't able to be this person, because I'm looking at this one here, this wild card, so to speak, and the fact that he is, does he get into situations and he just feels the urge to just get up and leave? I think so. I think that might be the case here with him. He turns his back. He may have a tendency to turn his back on people that need him. And so I think that has played a big role in why he was so helpful with the Wells and ready and willing to be there and do everything for them. All right, so I want to ask a little bit about his relationships period with females. Whoops, one came out. All right, his past relationships, whether it be his wife, other females, and just see what kind of comes out here. What is this? Temperance. Okay, interesting. Okay. Grab from the bottom. Okay, so I would say he doesn't have a very good record with relationships. Okay. I think that he is financially unstable. I think probably that card where he is leaving and walking away and turning his back on people, I think that plays a role in the financial instability. He may not be at a job long enough to accrue anything that's worth anything. Okay, so I do think that there is a lot of, I think these things in his personality play a factor in his mental breakdown, or whatever he said that he was suffering from. So I because we've got the King of Pentacles, but we've got it reversed. So that tells me that he doesn't handle money well. That could be a couple of different things. That could be that when he gets it, he spends it right away. It could be that he just, is he, it's not a 4 of Pentacles, so I wouldn't say that he's frugal or that he's stingy. I would just say that he hasn't had the opportunity. He doesn't stay in one place long enough to make enough money to support anyone. And that has played a huge factor in his past relationships. This 10 of Pentacles reversed, this is the family. This is his family. That it's been a struggle with it coming out like this. It's been a struggle for him to support his family. That was an issue. That was a big issue. And then we have the Temperance, which is just, again, that's just all out of whack. Everything, it just seems like these relationships were not stable. Okay. The main thing I think that would interrupt these relationships, I would think, is money, because we've got a lot of pentacles here. So I think that money was a big one. Money and just his what's the word I'm looking for? Not rash decisions, but his just him not being stable in one place for very long. The fact that he could get up and leave at the drop of a dime was very concerning and very draining, I think, financially on the family. And I think as far as his ex-wife is concerned, I would probably go out on the limb and say that she was the one who had to bear that. She was the one who had to take care of and do the things that he was not able to do for whatever reason. So that Temperance to me tells me that he is, I believe him when he says that he has mental issues. Okay, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what kind of mental issues, but with that Temperance, that's all about balance. And that coming out reversed makes me feel like there is an imbalance, obviously. And so there is something there emotionally. That's a water card. A lot of emotions that are not well handled by him, not able to be handled. I don't think he's a bad guy, though. I really don't. Not by anything that has come out here. I don't think that he's a bad guy. I just think he's a guy that doesn't make good decisions, and he wants to be a good guy, but he just can't get it together long enough to do that. But he has good intentions. The intentions are there. He just can't follow through. And so because of that, the wife, the past relationship, whoever, she was the one who had to kind of step up and do the things that you would kind of expect a husband and a father and whatnot to do, because that was the position that he put her in. She was put in that position, just how she's kind of stuck between those two trees. She was kind of like put in that position of being mother, father, and supporter of the family. And then I want to ask, what is his relationship with his children? All right. So what is Jose's relationship with his children? Okay, I haven't switched decks yet, but I will here soon. All right. What is his relationship? What's Jose's relationship with his children? Ooh, we got a whole stack. I'm going to take this whole stack. Okay. So looking at this card here, just that seven of cups, I feel like he is, like I said, I feel like intentions were there, but this is a head in the clouds card, and I feel like it symbolizes a couple different things. It symbolizes, I think, his mental, throughout his life, because I think it's not just that he had, what I'm getting from these cards tonight, it's not that he just had a mental breakdown at that time that he went to Tennessee. It's almost like he has struggled with perhaps mental illness for a very long time. And I think that actually plays a huge role in the events in his life and leading up to, why we're talking about him. I think that he also has regrets, and he thinks about those things. And these cups, I think, are representing the regrets that he has with his children. I don't know how many children he has, but I'm assuming by this being a 7, he has a few children, I would guess. He has a few children. I'm not saying that he has 7, but he does have more than 1, and probably more than 2, I would guess. And I do think that, like I said, he wishes he had done things differently with them, but he just was not capable of doing things differently. And he still has those regrets to this day. He's still dealing with it. And by that hangman here, it's a hangman reverse. This is just kind of, it's like he can't, to me, this kind of makes me feel like he is stuck. He's stuck where he is mentally. He's stuck there. I don't know if he is able to get help or assistance or what, but there's something to me that is, it's still ongoing to this day. He might be in a little bit of a better place today, but he's still in the same mental place that is, he's not in a good mental place, put it that way. So that actually kind of clears up a question that I had, because when I watched his interview, or when I watched the person who did his interview, he did make a comment that after, Jose came out, he had all this backlash, and apparently it's been affecting him. It's been negatively affecting him, and he is really emotional right now. I didn't know if I believed that. I was like, okay, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. It's hard to tell with these cast of characters who's lying, who isn't. This reading makes me feel like he is in an emotional state right now. And he doesn't really know how to move forward. His hands are tied. He feels like his hands are tied. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know how to move forward from this situation. He's kind of just stuck. And he's not happy. He's just not. I do believe him, based on these cards tonight, that he is emotional right now. He's got a lot of baggage. He's got a lot of stuff that he has dealt with in his life. He has not had an easy life. All those roots down here and all these things in this tree, that to me is all of the baggage that comes with him. So he's got a lot of issues and a lot of things on his plate. And this situation with the Wells and living with them and coming out, I kind of worry that it's almost too much to add on to what he was already probably dealing with already. So, and I, and again, let me look at this card again. The roots. Yeah. Stuck. He's stuck where he's at mentally. He's got a lot of garbage. He's got a lot of stuff that he's dealing with. And this is also pertaining to his children. So when I see this card here and I think about, we're asking about his children, his relationship with his children, that's not smoothed over. It may be in a better spot than it was years ago, but it's not, there's still work to be done. There's not a wonderful relationship, but it's like he's building bridges back again. It's like he's had to it's like he's in the process of rebuilding bridges, and he's trying desperately. He is trying desperately, but I think that this whole thing of coming out has kind of flipped his world upside down. It's like he was already dealing with stuff. He was here. I think that he was here before, and then now, and it's quite possible that because this is a question about his children, could the stress of this whole situation, could that affect what he was doing with his children? It may affect in a positive way. It may affect in a negative way. Maybe the children will come out and defend their father. Maybe, I don't know, but I do feel like it is having a role on his relationship with his children. And it could, like I said, it could go either way. They may be seeing some of the things that people are saying about him, and they're like, look, you know what, he wasn't the best father in the world, but he is not that, or whatever. So it could be something that comes in his favor, but I do think that the current situation is affecting his children and or his relationship with his children. And I do believe that this is, this to me represents everything that's happening now. Everything that's happening now. This is the whole coming out, the interview, the backlash. It just didn't turn out the way he expected it to. It's almost like a backfire. That's how I look at this. And I feel like, again, we're pertaining to his children. So I feel like he is concerned that the steps that he has taken recently in repairing relationships with children, I kind of feel like he is concerned that this whole thing is going to destroy the work that he's put in so far. Because, he's, like I said, he's not a bad guy, and I think he's trying. I think he really is trying. He's trying. But I feel like he has regrets that he did this, because he doesn't want, more importantly than anything, he doesn't want to have the relationships with his children to go through any more trauma or drama than they already have, just from his actions and choices. So I do believe that he is very, very concerned. I think he's more concerned about his children and the relationship with his children than he is anything else. Yeah, he's concerned about Summer, and I think he does have regrets about, making some choices that he made, but his main focus, his main priorities are his family, his children. That's what he's concerned about, and he doesn't want to upset that, which is understandable. Again, we've got two aces here. So it's like, to me, it's like we've got beginnings. We've got beginnings. What the hell? We got beginnings. I said in the beginning of this reading that I felt like things were moving in this case. I feel like there's some direction going on. And again, this question is about his children, his relationships with his children. But I'm looking at that pentacle as really kind of Jose himself. It's almost like this was in the books. This had to happen. Like this was just the universe's way of saying this has to happen, right? Because I always believe that things happen for a reason. He was found for a reason. The people that found him, they diligently looked him up, and they found him, and he agreed to speak, and that needed to happen for some reason. Now, is it going to have negative effects on his personal life? Maybe with these cards being reversed. I don't think so long term. I think it's just kind of shocking, and it's kind of disrupt his situation currently, and he's just kind of dealing with that right now. I feel like he was kind of saying, okay, God, I was just getting to the point where things were starting to be kind of okay, and now this happened. That's the kind of the way I'm taking these two aces. I was just getting my shit together. I have a job, and I was communicating with my son or my daughter, and I was doing this and I was doing that, and I agreed to do this because I thought it would be okay, and I didn't expect the backlash that I got from it. And it just kind of like destroyed everything that I've been working for. I feel like that's what is in his mind right now. And part of that is his children. All right, so let me go ahead and switch the decks. And I'm going to use the new deck, the Dreamkeeper's Tarot. And I want to ask about this whole trip down to Tennessee with this group of people. And I will just say this, that nothing in this reading has indicated to me that he is I won't say the term, I'll just say SO. I have heard some people say that he is that. Nothing in this reading gives me that impression. I really do feel like this is a genuine guy with some serious, perhaps mental issues. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not, diagnosing him, but I feel like there's some things that he is just, he's just had one of those lives where, it wasn't easy. And so, but I think intentions are always good. He's like the type that would be willing to help you, but he also can barely help himself, if that makes sense. He tries. And with that Fool coming out again reversed, he does make rash decisions that do not benefit him or his loved ones in the least. And that is contributing to his outcomes in life. But nothing in this reading has suggested to me that he is that or anything of that. He just has some issues. All right, so I want to ask about his friendship with Andrew and what this trip was about. I mean, what's going on? Why did this group of people hop in a truck and drive down to Tennessee only to turn around and come back? What is his relationship with Andrew? What's going on with that? Five of Cups. It's not a very good relationship. The Ace of Cups. The Six of Cups reversed. A lot of water. The Nine of Swords. Okay, this is not a very good relationship. Him and Andrew. And I feel like this actually goes back to that time because I'm asking about that time. I'm asking about their friendship at the time that they got into those trucks or van or whatever the hell they were riding in. That time, what was their relationship like? And it was not good. It was not good. There was some drama between them. So I don't know what, but they, that Nine of Swords, it's almost, this is an interesting Nine of Swords, actually. I've never seen one that looked like this. It almost looks like the guy is chained. Looks like he's chained to the bars. It looks like a jail. That's immediately what my thought was when I seen this card come out. Jail. Trapped, forced, held against your will. And not usually what I would really put with the Nine of Swords, but with this card, I do like to take images like that. So that's interesting. Was he forced to go along in this whole thing? Did he not want to go? Did he feel obligated to go? I don't know. There's something weird about this one. It's a weird card, and it makes me wonder if, remember I said with that Eight of Cups, there's a piece missing. There is a piece of the story missing. Regardless of anything I've said today, I feel like there is still something that he has not come out and talked about yet. And I don't think it has anything necessarily to do with the disappearance of Summer. It's something more on their end on a personal basis. And it's not something that he wants to come out and say. Neither one of them do, him nor Andrew. But there's something here that's making me feel like he did not want to go down, or he was kind of put into this for a reason, kind of forced into this. And then there's a whole nother story or a question as to why did they all go back and he decided to stay? Was he in a position to where he would have rather have stayed down there at the Wells home than to go back because he wasn't wanting to be with them to begin with? Did he not want to go back? Was he just like, hey, I don't care where the hell I stay, I'm just not going back with them? There's something here that makes me feel like he was uncomfortable in this situation. He was kind of like in this against his will. And then we have the Six of Cups. So, this is a cute card. It's got these two little girls. They could be sisters, friends. But it's a memories card. It's a nostalgic card, right? It's good thoughts, good feelings. It's a nice card. But it's coming out reverse. So it tells me that he does not have good memories of his buddy Andrew. These are not close buddies. They may be close, but they're not close. Okay? They're not on good terms close. So there's something here odd with him and Andrew. And we have the Ace of Cups. And then we have the Five of Cups. So I do believe that the Five of Cups is representing the mental part on Jose's side. There was some, definitely, I believe him on the mental breakdown. He was in a bad spot. He was in a bad spot emotionally. And I feel like this Ace of Cups does kind of represent this idea of a new beginning. He was not in a good spot, and I feel like this potentially could have been just something that he looked at as a way out. Was it something that maybe, I don't know. It's like he looked at it as an option, but there's something between him and Andrew, or something with these people or another person or other people involved in this that I feel like was almost, I don't know. Let me draw another card. Let me draw. What does this Nine of Swords represent? What are we referring to? What's going on with the Nine of Swords? What's going on with the Nine of Swords? The Devil. Damn. The Devil. Now we're getting into something. The Devil reversed. Temptation. Something, sometimes when the devil comes out, it can often mean, it can sometimes represent drugs. It can represent temptation, addictions, things of that nature. It came out reversed. Sometimes I feel like that's a good sign with the devil. It's, to me, I almost look at a reversed devil as a person in that situation trying to get out of it, trying to make better choices. He was definitely in a bad mental spot. He was trying to get out of it. He was trying to start anew, but there was bad blood between him and Andrew already. Were there drugs involved? Was this a drug-related situation? Three of Cups. That would definitely be a yeah. I think that there are some, I'm not saying for a fact, let me put that out there. I'm not accusing anybody. Take it as you will. I asked the question and the Three of Cups came out as my answer. So for those of you who are familiar with tarot cards, how would you take the Three of Cups? Would you take it as a yes, a no, a maybe, a celebration, 3 buddies, 3 friends, 3 girlfriends? I'll leave it at that, okay? But there was definitely something else about this drive. And I almost get the impression that when he landed at the Wells house, it was almost like he needed them as much as they needed him, if that makes sense. It's like he needed to get away from this situation, because this situation over here with this group was not good. I feel like this Ace of Cups was the Wells house to him. It was the Wells house. And I think that, he actually did, to a certain extent, enjoy his time there. And I think it probably helped him a little bit mentally for a short time. Okay, Okay. Let's see, what else do we need to know? I want to just, what am I at, an hour? I don't want to have this go too long. But I have 3 names written down. I have Jose, I have Andrew, I have Allie written on a piece of paper. Okay, so that's what I have. And I want to pull a card, at least a card for each of them, okay? And just kind of see out of curiosity what comes up for these 3 people. We've already kind of got a good idea of who Jose is, and I kind of feel like we have an idea of who Andrew is. And I feel like I have a good idea who Allie is too, but let's just see what the cards have to say for these three people. So we've got Jose. All right. We've got Andrew. And we've got the Emperor reversed for Allie. So that was the order that I had them written down. I had Jose, Andrew, Allie. So Jose, Andrew, Allie. Justice. I feel like, honestly, you know, with Jose, I feel like he's just one of those people that has had a rough hand dealt to him. He's just always had some issues. He's always gotten himself into situations that backfired and didn't help. Okay, he could actually still be involved in legal things. Sometimes this is a legal card as well, and usually if it comes out reversed, it's not usually in your favor. So there could be some legal issues that he's still dealing with. I don't feel like it's anything that pertinent, but I do, you know, there could be some things that he's dealing with, but I feel like overall this just kind of represents how his situation in his life has been. It's just like he was just given a raw deal, and and not that that's an excuse, because we make our choices, okay? We make choices and we have consequences for those choices, and so he has brought on a lot of things, but that's his card, okay? So for Andrew, we've got the Hanged Man and we've got it reversed. So again, in this particular deck, we've got I think it's a female coming to his rescue, coming to his aid. I literally look at this as that he's tied to a whole bunch of shit. You know, he's tied to a bunch of stuff himself that we don't know of. We don't know him. We don't know him. He's got a bunch of stuff that he is affiliated with, and it's probably not good things. And he's not going to say anything. This to me tells me that we're not going to get much more out of him from here on out. I don't feel like that. Like I said, with that Eight of Cups, there's a piece of the puzzle missing. There's something that we're missing. I don't want to go so far as to say it could be irrelevant to the case, but it's not something that they want to share, nor do they plan on sharing it. I feel like Andrew, this is him. Like he's not budging. I'm looking at this like he's not budging. I'm not going to say any more. I'm not going to tell them what they want to hear. I'm not going to admit to this. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say that. And with that person there, you know, it's usually like this. With that person there, she or he or somebody that tells me that he's got some support. I honestly, I feel like that's Allie. I really do. I feel like it's Allie. I feel like those two are willing to do whatever they need to support one another, okay? Not that they're together or in a, you know, relationship or love each other or like each other even, but those two are going to come together and stick with a story, okay? It's kind of like a ride or die, like, okay, if this is what you want me to say, I'll say it. I'll say it. I've got your back. I'm here for you. She is literally there for him, okay? And they are going to stick together with whatever they have, okay? She's going to verify what he says, and he's going to verify what she says. This is how it is. This is what they're going to do. And it's weird. It's a little weird since they're, I don't know, but yeah, so that I feel like is his situation right now. That's what we have to deal with Andrew. He does have associations that, you know, he's bound to people and things that aren't good. But he does have, and that person could be other people than Allie too. It could be his current wife. It could be friends. But I do believe that Allie is that person as well. That person can represent more than one individual. But to me, when I first seen her, I felt Allie. Like this is the person that is helping him out. Like they are working together. And then we have Allie, which is the reverse emperor, which is a weird card for Allie. But what is the emperor known for? Control, right? He likes to run things. He's the big dog. He's the boss. She likes to control. She is a controller, I think, but she doesn't do very good at it. That's the way I take this. I mean, she is just, I'm going to have to do, let me know if you guys are interested in this. I don't know how you guys are feeling about this topic today, but if you guys are interested in this, I don't mind doing a reading on Allie. I would be kind of curious to see what comes out, but, or any of these characters. I will not do actual Summer, because I do feel like the parents, you know, they are not, I will respect the parents and not do that. Okay. So, but the characters, I'm completely down to cover the characters in this situation. So Allie being one of those characters. I will not do Hunter. I will not do her son because he is, I don't feel comfortable doing him because of the age. But I would definitely be willing to do her, and I would be willing to do her mom and her friend Leslie, and I don't know if I can think of all of them right now. Anybody involved in this, you know, just let me know if you would be interested in that. But this card to me tells me that she likes being in control, but she's not in control. She's not in control of anything. She might have the illusion that she's in control of things. And I think that this is big things, and I think it's little things. I think it's big things as far as maybe this case. Maybe she's trying to control a certain narrative. Maybe she's trying to control what goes out. You know, maybe she's trying to control what people think about others, or what people think about her, or what people think about her son. You know, there's big things like that. And then there's little things of just being being controlling in relationships, or in friendships, or in the home. You know, is it kind of like, in my house, it's my way or the highway type of person? This is my place. I want to do it this way. And if I'm not mistaken, she did, I might be wrong on this, but I believe that she did live with Candace for a short time. I was under that impression. Might have been for a very, very short time. Days, maybe a couple weeks, I don't know, but I thought I heard her say that she did stay there for a short time at one point. This is the type of person that is not going to be able to live in a situation like that, okay? Because she's got to be the one that's in charge of everything. You know, it's her favorite food in the fridge. It's her channel on the TV. It's that kind of a thing. No, we're gonna do this at this time. We're gonna do that at that time. No, I don't want to do this today. We'll do that tomorrow. Let's do this today type of person. So not really a bendable person. It's kind of her way or the highway type of individual. And it doesn't work in her favor. Like this person here doesn't come across likable. Okay, so interesting. I just wanted to pull those quick 3 cards on the characters here that we're talking about today. And then I had one other question. What was it going to be? Oh, God, I just had it in my head. And then I'm going to end this video. I do want to know if we're going to hear more from Jose. So let's see if Jose comes out again. Let's see. Is Jose going to come out again and speak more? Let's see. Is Jose going to come out? Oh, I did want to ask why he did leave the Wells house. Was it because of the argument that he got into Don? Or was it something else? So I do want to ask that, but I do want to ask really quick, does he plan on coming out and speaking again? Will he speak again? Will he speak on another platform? Will it only be this platform? That's probably, let me draw one more. Yeah, I'm thinking probably not. I think he regrets coming out. I'm saying that by the fish jumping out of the cup. It's almost like, yeah, he had it and now he lost it. So it's like, damn. Oh, God, I thought it was going to be okay, but it wasn't. It didn't turn out what I thought it would be like. And so this, to me, just kind of, pages kind of represent new things, young things, beginnings, young events, young people. And so I feel like this is representing his thoughts in the beginning when he was first reached out to. When he first agreed to do this, he thought it would be a different reaction, and it wasn't. And so I think that he is kind of, right now, he is upset. I believe that. I believe that he is, look at all that water. This is the page of cups, right? Cups is water. It's emotion. It's feelings. It's calm water, right? Well, there's some waves. I mean, it's not horrible, but I do feel like he is potentially in an emotional state right now. And he is very, very, I definitely agree with that. He is upset with everything, and it's bothering him on an emotional level. And so I would be surprised. He may come out on the same platform, but I don't think that he would come out, and I could be wrong, but I don't feel like he would come out on any other platform at all. And then we have the 7, the Chariot. So this to me is a moving forward. It can represent transportation. It can balance, moving forward, leaving behind, starting new. This is just a going. This is going forward, and it's almost like it kind of stopped him in his tracks. That's the way I look at it. It's like he was, again, we talked about it a little bit before. It was almost like he was working on things, and things were starting to improve, and things were getting better, and it's like, boom, this just blew everything up. And I do believe that he does have some regrets. He has some huge regrets coming out, because I think he, in his mind, thought things were going good, and and this is also a card where I feel like there's certain things in this situation that he put behind him, that he left behind him. For example, the relationship with Andrew. I feel like that Andrew, that city in the background is Andrew, okay? That represents people. It represents places. This background here, it's what represents the people and places that Jose put behind him, that he didn't want to have anything to do with anymore. Okay, he left that time, he left that era, he left that behind in the past, and it's like it all came back, and he's having to deal with it all over again, and it's putting him out of whack. It's put him off balance, and I hope that he can, it came out like this, and I hope that for him and his sake and his family's sake that he can get it back on track again, and he can continue moving forward like he was before. But, we've got a situation here, so I don't know, but it just looks like he's in a bad situation currently, emotionally and mentally. More emotionally than mental. All right, I do want to ask, last question, what was the reason that he left the Wells property? What was the reason that he left? Okay, what was the reason that Jose left the Wells house? The Hierophant. Strange one to come out. Page of Wands. Let's do one more. Queen of Cups. So, interesting enough, I'm not seeing Don. I don't feel like Don has come up in this reading. So if he left because of Don. It's not, to me, showing up here. If anything, I feel like he could have potentially left because of Candace. There could have been something going on with her. She's the one that's showing up in this reading, not Don. It's the Queen of Cups, and she's reversed, and so that tells me, again, that's an emotional card. It's water, it's emotions. The Queen of Cups is usually someone who's loving and caring and motherly and, you know, just that wonderful person, right, that you would go to for advice or comforting or anything, right? And it's reversed, and so it tells me that those aren't really the traits that Candace has, or at least had at that time. There was something going on with her emotional state, even at that time. And I feel like that could actually be playing more of a role in why he left than the situation with Don. There's still a part of this story that we don't have, guys. There's still that missing cup. It's not missing. It's still there. It's there. It's right in our faces. The missing piece is right in our faces, but we don't see it. Okay? We don't see it. There's something that we're missing. This kind of makes me doubt the reason why everyone is saying that Jose left. This, to me, would point more towards an issue maybe with Candace than with Don. Oops, I didn't expect that. And I do believe the Ace of Pentacles, he got out when he had the finances. As soon as he got that opportunity, that pentacle and that bug or whatever it is, that beetle, that was his opportunity. That was his means and his opportunity, right? He wanted to get out of there for some reason. He wanted to get out of there for some reason, and I don't see it being Don right here in this reading. And the minute he had the financial ability and the opportunity, he took it. And it happened to be with Candace's mom. So there was an opportunity that presented itself. He had the money. He took it. He got out of there. And he put it behind him. Page of Wands reversed. We've got another walking away card. We've got another leaving card, putting somebody behind, but it's a man leaving a woman. It's a man walking away from a woman or a female. And then Candace also comes up in this reading. Something's not right with why he left. There's something. Something's going on. Sometimes this card here, it can represent a marriage. And it came out reversed. Is that Don and Candace's marriage? Was there something going on at that time that just wasn't, was their marriage on the outs? Was something not good, not going on? Was it does this represent the friendship between Candace and Jose? I think it could be a little bit of both. I think that the actual marriage between Candace and Don was not good at the time, but there is also something here coming up with Candace and why Jose left. And so this here coming up, this to me represents a union. It can be a friendship. It doesn't have to be a husband and wife, but it's a union nonetheless. It's two people. And I always look at the keys in this card, and I feel like there's again, I have to stress it, there's a piece that we don't have. There's something that we're missing. We're not being told something. Something huge is being left out. And I do feel like it's in our faces, but we're not seeing it. There's something going on here that we just don't know what it is. Does this have any... I don't like to do... Does this have anything to do with summer? Does this puzzle piece have anything to do with summer? Oh, Jesus. Temperance. It may have. It really may have, and I didn't expect that. There's something going on here. I don't know, guys. I don't want to drag it out anymore because I'm already at 1 hour and 14 minutes. I apologize. But this is like one of those readings that needs a part 2. There's something going on here. But I don't at all get this impression that Jose is a bad guy. You know, he's a good guy with good intentions. He just doesn't make the right decisions. But there's something that he's not saying. There's something that he's not saying about. He's not talking about it. Okay? And it may or may not have something to do with Summer, because that last card, I would look at that as a yes. So does he know something? Let me ask one more question. Does he know, is he keeping it intentionally, or is he hiding it intentionally, or he just doesn't know, but he could be the key? Maybe it's that. Is he keeping something? Is he holding back something intentionally, or is it something that he holds the key to but doesn't realize it? The Magician. I actually kind of feel like he holds the key, but he doesn't know it. I kind of feel like he holds the key, but he just doesn't know it. He is, I believe, an important piece of this puzzle, an important part of this story. And he may either... something's going on. We're not getting the full story. I'm going to leave it at that. Something's going on. But this guy, he has all the elements. He has everything. He has the fire. He has the earth. He has the water. He has the air. He has everything, right? And he has the infinity symbol. This is all about manifestation. This is the card. You know, if you want to get something done, this is the card. This is the full puzzle. All the pieces are in this card. And I feel like that then means that all of the pieces could actually be in Jose's hands. I think that he's more important than I originally thought he was. There's something that he knows, and I'm not quite convinced that he knows it and he's hiding it intentionally, but there's something that he knows. This, along with that 8 of Cups, makes me feel like there's something here big and we're not seeing it, but it's like right in our faces. So on that note, I'm going to leave it there, and it's good to be back, and I'm glad to see you guys, and I hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you next week. Have a good one.